I always liked the analogy a rising tide lifts all boats,
Yes.
which which is like do like a great holistic marketing and get branded searches, get some high authority, get a natural mix of backlinks. You want to have a natural backlink profile, get like these things, and then all of your pages are going to start to do better. But I mean, it does make sense if a page is like, if just someone's not clicking on that page from other pages on your site, they're not navigating to it.
There's some brilliant Matt Cutts videos that explain this beautifully. My favorite one, and I actually took a clip of it and put it on my own YouTube channel. One of it is like, what do you mean we can't index in milliseconds? If you're CNN and you have enough backlinks, we'll index it in milliseconds. That was made more than 10 years ago, and if it teaches you anything, milliseconds was the time it took to download the page, not the time to go out and fact verify. Did Russia really invade the Ukraine, right? It doesn't have time to do that. It doesn't have access to that, right? So if they're indexing in milliseconds because CNN has backlinks, if you need any more evidence than that, then I can't help you, right? Then you're just never going to believe, right? And so the second thing he said is, when they first built Google, it took 3 months to index the web, and the web was tiny back then. When they released Caffeine, they started triaging the web, and they said we will literally crawl the most important part of the web every 24 hours. So if your pages aren't getting indexed, they're literally triaged out, and that's why your page wasn't getting crawled. And if you want to stay in the same vein of topical authority and schema and other conflicting evidence, I'll give you 2 conflicting ideas for newbies for building topical authority around FAQs and people also ask, right? So people also ask and FAQs are 2 great ways to build topical authority. And the best way to do it is without schema. And of course, right now, everyone's running around saying you need schema, right? And I'll use schema if I work for a hotel website, but I don't work for any hotel websites or airlines, so there's not really any need to use schema. But if you let's say you're trying to rank for a particular topic, go and build an FAQ, but build every single answer on its own page, and then you don't need to use schema. And what you're doing is you're exactly using the entire URL as relevancy. If you put it all in one page, you're now splitting the relevancy and authority of that page against all of those FAQs, against keywords that aren't in the slug in the page title. So if someone says to you, again, it's going to be web devs because it's easier for web devs to create a schema and allow people to write all of the FAQs out on one page, and it'll work if you're a Cisco, and it'll work if you're any high DA site. But if you're a newbie and you've got no clicks, it's just not going to work. The other thing is, if you've got a page that's getting a little bit of traffic and it's sort of like you're trying to rank for a high term, but you're getting like lots of like little what is questions, you don't need like a tool like Surfer or content optimization tools. Go to GSC and look at the phrases that you're on page 2 for and use those as H2 headings on that page. They'll get more clicks and your topical authority will go up and you will rank higher. And it's the easiest thing in the world. And you don't need any tools to do it. And that's how cornerstoning works. That's 2 completely different contrasting ideologies, right? The one says, go and use every question on its own URL, and the other one is put the H2s on the same page. And that's because SEO is a system, right? It's not a binary checklist. If you're going to go in and go, you have to have an image, you have to have, and you tick all these boxes, and it's not working. We know it's not working because people come to forums every day. And I think I told you I volunteered on the Google product support forum for 9 months. It was a thankless job, and I gave up. People were coming with I'm doing everything right. I'm getting a rank math score of 10 out of 10. And I'm getting this. And it's like, these things don't matter. They're trying to teach you the basics of slug title H1, the trilogy, so to speak. But if you look at it as a system, if you've already got a page that's getting clicks, you already have some authority. By putting H2s that exactly match the phrase, you're just up leveling one by one. If you have no clicks, you go and build FAQs out on their own pages until one of them ranks and starts getting clicks. Then you go up from there.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.